You already asked me that. One of the most embarrassing responses to a question is, you already asked me that. This makes it seem like you weren't paying attention in past interactions. Asking the same question twice is an easy mistake to make. In a conversation, one person often leads while the other follows suit. The person who leads has more pressure to think of new questions, which is difficult to do. It's equivalent to mental gymnastics. In the beginning, it's easy. You go through the basics. What do you do? What was your major? What are your hobbies? Etc. But after a while, it gets tricky. There are filler questions to ask like, how's your day going? But if you ask that question a lot, then it feels like the conversation is not going anywhere. Asking how someone's day is going is fine in doses, but avoid getting reliant on it. Let's say the goal is to deepen the conversation. That's where finding new questions gets challenging. You have to dance the fine line of deepening the convo without crossing any boundaries. Eventually, their family comes up. Do you have any siblings? They say, yes. Now you have more breathing room. How many siblings? Are y'all close? Did you guys ever get into fights growing up? From there, a lot of niched questions are being introduced. During the niched questions portion, the trap of, you already asked me that, can happen. Let's say this person you're talking to has a sister. You have a brother. Your mom used to dress you and your brother up in the same outfit. Therefore, you ask the question, did your mom dress you and your sister in the same outfits as kids? The person responds, sometimes. Imagine a few weeks goes by and you guys have done a lot of talking since then. One day, the convo is feeling flat. The topic of siblings comes up again. You ask, did your mom dress you and your sister in the same outfits as kids? Once you repeat the same question, the other person responds back in a snotty tone. You already asked me that. It's easy for them to be agitated. This is a question about their life. So, their ego is invested in the topic. However, from your end, this question is different. Maybe you are having a lot of conversations throughout the day with family, friends, coworkers, etc. In 65% of the interactions, you're the leader of the interaction, which means you're the one asking questions depending on the context. A lot of dialogues are being entertained. It's difficult, if not impossible, to remember everything you ask someone. Your mind isn't an Excel sheet. Unless the recipient is socially savvy, they will pout about being asked the same question. But a socially savvy person will realize that it's an honest mistake and will quickly answer without making things weird. A lot of socially savvy people have accidentally asked the same question twice or more. No ill will. Just human error. I find it hilarious when someone is a diva with being asked the same question twice, while at the same time, they make zero effort to ask questions themselves. All they do is respond or ask generic questions like, how's your day going? The people who get offended often don't hold their own in conversations by asking deep, niched questions. So, they don't know how tough it can get. It's rarely personal when someone asks you a question again. Unless it keeps happening, it's best to let it slide. If you say, you already asked me that, then it will only embarrass them. When you embarrass someone this way, two things often happen. They begin second-guessing themselves when asking you anything. They fall back and allow you to ask the questions. Let's see if it's as easy as you think.